All right, guys, let's talk about Synthol once again. So I already did a video on this a couple years ago. Just some more thoughts, so we'll call it Synthol Revisited. So here are some more thoughts on site injections. I personally don't think you should do them year-round. I really think, and this might go against what was originally propagated back in the day when it first came out, whenever people were trying to market the product really hard for actual permanent muscle tissue accrual, which I totally don't agree with that. People used to say do it in the off season whenever you're in a caloric surplus, whenever you have a lot of calories, you're training harder and heavier. It'll stretch out the fascia, and then you'll replace the stretched out fascia with real muscle tissue from the extra calories, what have you. I don't agree with that. In fact, I'm like 99% sure there's zero muscle growth. In fact, there's a damn good chance using it in the off season and pre-contest, so all the time, you're gonna have necrotic muscle tissue, which is basically your muscles dying from suffocation, no oxygen, no blood flow, scar tissue accumulation. Very dumb in my opinion. So I think it's a marketing ploy. I think Synthol or any type of site injection, hyaluronic acid or whatever, mainly the oils, because that's what's been tried and true, is something that I would only use pre-contest. I would just use it pre-contest, get in, get out, use it 12 to 14, 16 weeks, what have you, not in the off season. I would use it pre-contest to stay full, to stay round, to add that extra inch perhaps of roundness and fullness to your lean physique. Off season usage I think is stupid because, like I said, you should use the off season to really maximize food, your testosterone dose high as you can handle it as far as diminishing returns. So whatever testosterone dose that is, maximize your testosterone dose, your GH, all that stuff, food. Don't worry about looking crazy round and full and bubbly in the off season, and worry about pinning your biceps and triceps and shoulders and all that bullshit with Synthol in the off season. You're not going to look that great in the off season, but trust me, whenever you actually come down in body fat, lose water, get drier, then start using your site injections. If you can do it good where it doesn't look stupid and obvious, it's only going to enhance your roundness and fullness. I think off-season usage, guys, don't do it. I know vanity is huge and you want to go and just look crazy for your Instagram pictures in your off-season, but just save your muscle tissue. If you've seen pros, I've seen them nowadays that are in their late 40s, what have you, that used to be good IFBB pros back in the early 2000s, etc. Their arms look fucking weird, and they use site enhancing oils back in the day, and my best hypothesis is that that's why they have really deflated, deteriorated arms. They look really tiny by the elbow joint, but they still might have a big neck, big traps, carry a 280-pound body weight perhaps. I'm not going to name any names, but their arms look like there's nothing signaling, and I really don't think it's bicep tears or nerve damage. I swear it's from over usage of Synthol nonstop, maybe older products back whenever they used even shittier preservatives, which caused more problems to the muscle tissue. Like I said, tissue necrosis does happen. It's damaged muscle, it's suffocated muscle, it's basically muscle that doesn't get nourishment or breathe pretty much. And then of course accumulated scar tissue, repeated jabs with 23, 22-inch needles, because back in the day the oils were thicker. And plus who wants to sit there for an hour with a 25 or 27 gauge? So I think you definitely don't get permanent muscle growth. Don't buy into the stretch the fascia. The fascia tissue, guys, is so fucking strong. It's so durable. Give me a fucking break. You aren't going to put enough bullshit MCT oil in it to stretch out what is like a fucking unpliable tissue. That's marketing. It's just bullshit. They want you to buy the products, you use it nonstop and go through 20 bottles every few months. Just use it pre-contest if that is your thing. That's the way I would use it. I used it mostly pre-contest. Did I use it in the off-season here and there? Well, yeah, I was vain and I wanted to go to trade shows and look around and fool. I have used it in the off-season, but I never used it that much in the off-season. Always pre-contest was when I found value in it and it made sense. And now, looking back on it, that's the only way I'd recommend it, because there's a lot of pros that are retired that just look like their arms are suffocated or whatever. So that's my outlook on Synthol Revisited.